the best people don't make it. It's so ingrained in who I am. Like, yeah, I've been doing it since I was so young. Like, it's truly like a part of like my brain chemistry. I can work on 5 different things throughout the day. To me, I'm like, just write it. Let's just write it. Let's just see how it looks. Let's just try it. The only way to mitigate not being successful.
When people, study people like you, they're always looking for like the themes. Like, what's the 3 things he does that, like they're trying to find the secrets and whatever else. They do that. What's his morning routine, whatever else. Your creative process, what is, from your own observation, the most unusual part of it? The part that you go, no one else seems to do it this way, but it.
I tend to be able to work on not everyone, and I work with a lot. I'm lucky also because I get to work with a lot of literally the most brilliant people in the world who do what I do. So I have a very front row seat to an incredibly high level of performance, on a writing standpoint, acting standpoint, directing standpoint, all these things. I'm getting to see truly the best versions of it, but I think, for me, I am good at switching gears and compartmentalizing. I find some writers maybe would think that is strange, and the idea of writing 2 different things in one day would be strange to some writers. The idea of okay, I'm going to write one TV show in the morning and then a movie in the afternoon. I think that, but again, to me, it's very intuitive. Some writers find switching gears creatively, especially midday, difficult. I can work on 5 different things throughout the day, and whenever I'm working on whatever thing it is, I'm pretty able to fully engage on that thing. I physically write more than I think most people do.
With a pen?
No, on a keyboard. I find a lot of writers want to talk about to me, I'm just write it. Let's just write it. Let's just see how it looks. Let's just try it. Just write it down. And I think a lot of people are precious with writing, and a lot of people, it's a big, they kind of they try to it's very sanctimonious or something like that, but I try to really just write different versions of things. I share a lot of early versions of things with a group of people that I trust. I'm sending rough versions of things to people. I'll rewrite it instantly. I'll do 100 drafts of something, I'm really not precious with that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I don't know what people expect. I'm more curious than other people's creative processes, honestly. It's so ingrained in who I am. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was so young. It's truly a part of my brain chemistry and my development is built around writing and writing movies specifically. So my personality, I think in some ways is engineered around writing and making movies in some ways, because I've been doing it since I was so young. So I really think it's become a very fluid part of who I am, and it doesn't feel often I'm sitting down to work. It's just kind of a fluid part of my day. I do also have I get a schedule sent to me by my assistant at the end of every night that tells me what I'm doing the next day. I pretty much just do what's on the schedule.
She sends you an email, right?
Yeah.
And it will say 10 p.m. do this, Seth.
Yeah, it'll be 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. And there'll be giant free blocks of time in there where I will write usually, or me and my partner will organize our own. We'll organize our own writing time amidst that. But I'm pretty regimented from a schedule standpoint, which does surprise people, because people will encounter me and be let's get together sometime this week, and I'm always I'm scheduled a month out pretty rigorously throughout the days.
But if I asked you what your schedule was next week, would you?
I have no fucking clue. I don't know my schedule is Monday. I'm also I'm good at I like dealing what's right in front of me, honestly, as well. I can't begin to process what's happening next week. I truly, that's too much for me.
There's a young creative listening to this now, sat in their bedroom or driving in their car, pushing their pram or walking their dog, whatever. And they're a creative in whatever industry. It could be DJing or, author. They could be an actor.
Yeah.
What is the actionable advice that you could give to them to give them a shot of, because there's a lot of creatives out there that are struggling.
Yeah.
And you would have had this bird's eye view on creators that end up being successful, in their careers, and those that maybe have the talent but don't end up getting there. Is there anything actionable that you can say to them that would help them end up in the talented, successful group?
Unfortunately, the only way to mitigate not being successful is to not quit. That's it. If you don't quit, you might make it. And if you quit, you definitely won't. And honestly, I think after all the years I've seen people make it and not make it, the only common denominator is that. Like, I've seen actors write themselves off, be like, I'm never gonna fucking do this, try to get other jobs. One of my dear friends who's an actor, he's been an actor, he's a great actor, a brilliant actor, and his career ebbs and flows, comes and goes. He'll star in a TV show for a few years. He won't work for 2 years. He went and tried to get a job at like a car dealership one day. And I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, and he's like, I can't, I've quit acting. No one's going to fucking hire me again. I'm unhireable. Now he's like the star of the most successful play on Broadway right now. And like, because he just got this role a couple of years after that. And he's in one of the biggest movies that's coming out next year. He's in it. Like, and it's because he didn't actually quit. He kept going, and it's not, especially Hollywood, it's not a fair industry. It is not fair who makes it. The best people don't make it, It's very luck oriented. It's very connections oriented. I'm lucky, and I also worked hard, and thank God I'm a good enough writer that I've been able to have enough longevity in my career once I got lucky. But like, a lot of luck played into my success, But that being said, I've seen people get lucky at random times through random ways. I always think about like Ian McKellen. Like, had you heard of him before he was 65 years old? Like, that guy, I had never fucking heard the words Ian McKellen until he was Magneto in X-Men. Then all of a sudden he's like in Lord of the Rings. He's one of the most famous people on earth. He got famous when he's like 60. Like that's what happens to people sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, you never know, And so I think that is what's interesting and if you like it, then just don't quit. And as long as you have enough to survive, then just keep trying to do it,
But there's got to be something that I can do to increase my luck.
Be really good at it. I think being nice, honestly, being nice, being the type of person people want to be around, that people like, that people, if it comes down to it, want to help instead of not help, that is very good. Like, I've seen that just if people don't like being around you, then you will fail, because you need other people to help you succeed.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.